Okay, hi, this is GP here, and I'm back with the another session of DILR Jugaad solutions. And as usual, we will pick up another data set from an old CAT paper. Okay. But before we get started, just a quick recap of what we covered initially, and something that I'm sure most of you know. We are looking at the DILR section, which had 22 questions to be done in 40 minutes, and these 22 questions were there in 5 sets of data. They were there in 5 sets of data. Okay. And yes, CAT 25 was a 3-section paper with 40 minutes per section. The first section was verbal with 40 minutes, 24 questions. Second was DILR, that is what we are looking at today. And the third section was quant with 22 questions, 40 minutes. Okay. Now, very quickly, what is the requirement for DILR? I have always maintained when it comes to DILR, you need to do about 50% at score. Your score has to be about 50% of the marks. So if you look at papers from CAT 2020 till CAT 24, the number of questions has varied from 20 to 24, and hence the maximum marks have been as low as 60 or as high as 72. So the number of marks which you can get in this section has varied. And what is 50%? 50% in each of these years would be 33, 30, 30, 30, and 36. Now, please look at where do these lie. If you look at CAT 2020, 36 marks meant you were just a shade above 99 percentile. In CAT 21, 30 marks means you were between 95 and this would be 30 marks. You would be about 97.5 percentile. Okay? As far as CAT 22 is concerned, 30 marks would have got you again just about 99.1 odd. CAT 23, 50%, which is 30 marks, would have got you something like a 99.4 percentile. Okay. And if you look at last year's paper, the easiest paper so far, 33 marks, which is 50% of the paper, would have got you something like, let's say, about a 97 to 97.5 percentile. So what you need to remember is when you're looking at a 50% score, it will convert to as low as 97.5 or 97 percentile to as high as 99.5 percentile. So this is the range you can get if you just if you just attempt 50% of the paper correctly. Now, which obviously means that you need to be clear about which sets to attempt, which questions to attempt, and how you attempt. The regular solution, or the way most of the people solve these data sets, which is what I call the regular solution, usually is time consuming. Okay? Usually takes more time. If you are able to use the Jugaad method that I am a strong proponent of, which means you are able to use the question, the information, the questions, and the choices, then at least 1 or 2 sets out of these in the paper, you will be able to save 5 to 10 minutes. And hence you will be able to attempt at least 1, maybe 2 more sets of data. But let's be realistic and say, even if you can attempt 1 more set of data, from a 50% score, you will go to a 60% score. And hence you will be able to get a 99.78 percentile or so on and so forth. Now, what is Jugaad? Something that I've done multiple times, but I'm repeating for the sake of students who are attending the session for the first time. It's a problem-solving approach. Okay? When you're looking at Jugaad, what is it? It is nothing but a problem-solving approach. It is not a trick or technique or a shortcut as such. What Jugaad does is it asks you to use all available information. When I say all available information, remember, information is available even in the question and the choices, and that is what most people miss out on. Secondly, Jugaad's focus is on solving the question. We are interested only in solving the question. Unfortunately, most of the students worry about filling the table. For most of the students, the focus is fill the table, or the process that they adopt is fill the table, go to the question, mark the answer. Okay. So the way most students work is, okay, you will read the data set. Okay. Then tabulate the data, make the table or solve the table, whatever other processing you have to do, and then go to the questions and mark the answer. Now, this is a very stupid way of doing a paper. We're given the fact that the questions give you additional information. If you're not using it, you will end up taking a maybe, if not more, at least 2 to 3 or maybe even 5 to 10 minute section and doing the set. So using the information from the question is extremely important. And yes, I don't bother about the table. Table bharunga. But the purpose of filling up the table is to mark the answer. So fill up the table only to the extent required. Don't have to worry about getting paranoid about filling up the table completely. Now, the basic template that we suggest, how do you go about doing it? It is called data, or let's say DILR. This is the basic template that we suggest to all of you. Okay. What is Decipher? The first thing is you go through the data given to you. You decipher the data. Okay. The passage, the paragraph, the graph, the chart, the table, whatever is given. Please decipher. Please understand what this is all about. Next step, go to the question and try to identify. Okay. Try to identify the information in the question. Okay. Identify information. And this is the aspect which most students leave. They don't worry about questions and they miss out on critical information which can make their life a little easier. The next step is then layout, which is L. Oh, I'm sorry, which is L. What is layout? Which means tabulate the data. Okay. And this is a very, very critical aspect because unfortunately many students end up making small tables. Make a big table. Whatever the space available, whatever the sheet available, make a big table so that you don't have to scribble your way through. Okay. Remember, if you need more worksheet, they will give it to you. So make a big table so that you can put all the data comfortably and then resolve is finally answer the questions. In fact, answering the questions and tabulating the data or layouting, everything goes hand in hand. For us, all these 3-4 things go hand in hand. There's nothing like there's no clear-cut definition. ये खत्म हुआ अब ये शुरू करना है, ठीक है? चलो, and I hope you have downloaded the exercise because the session, the PDF for this session is available on OpenCat. Okay? So if you look at the earlier sets, so all you need to do is scan this QR code, go to OpenCat, register yourself there, and under GP ka Jugaad tab, under the OpenCat program, you will find the earlier sessions. Their videos, okay, and the PDF of the session. So for this session also, I hope you have downloaded the PDF. If not, please quickly scan this particular QR code, go there and download it, because if you are not solving it yourself, then you are going to waste your time. Okay? Ultimately, you have to solve it first and then come back and see what is it that I'm doing, so that you will be able to pick up the nuances of what I'm doing. So let's move forward and let's look at this particular data set from CAT 2023. Okay, let's go to the data. Faculty members in a management school can belong to one of the 4 departments. Okay. So faculty members belong to one of the 4 departments. Departments are finance and accounting, FA. Okay, so let me say just write FA. Marketing and strategy, MS. Operations and quant, OQ. And behavior and human resources, B&H. The number of faculty members in the 4 departments are 9, 7, 5, and 3. So first information, 4 departments and the number of faculty members in each of the 4 departments is given to us. Next, Professor P, Professor Q, Professor R, and Professor S are 4 members of the school's faculty who are candidates for the post of dean. They are candidates for the post of dean of the school. Only 1 candidate was from OQ. So what that means is, out of the, how many faculty members are there in OQ? 5. Out of the 5 faculty members, 1 of them is from OQ. 5 faculty members from OQ. Out of the 5 faculty members from OQ, 1 of them is a candidate. 1 of them is either P or Q or R and S and is a candidate for this post of dean. Okay? So nothing difficult to understand at this stage. I think everyone should be fine. Okay? Now let's see what does it say further. Every faculty member, including the 4 candidates, so okay, voted for the post. So how many votes would be there? 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3, 9 plus 7, 16, 5, 21, 3, 24 votes. So all 24 faculty members voted for the post. In each department, all faculty members, all the faculty members who were not candidates voted for the same candidate. What does that mean? That means, let's take an example. One of the candidates out of these 5 people from OQ, one of them is a candidate. The remaining 4 have voted for the same candidate. Okay. Who has the candidate voted for? We don't know. But out of the 5 people from OQ, 5 faculty members from OQ. One of them is a candidate. Where he or she votes, we don't know, but the remaining 4 voted for the same. Remaining 4 voted for the same candidate. Okay. Okay. The rules of the election are given below. The first rule is there cannot be more than 2 candidates from a single department. There cannot be more than 2 candidates for a single department. Statement 2, a candidate cannot vote for himself or herself. Okay. Third, faculty members cannot vote for a candidate from their own department. You cannot vote for someone from your own department. That's the first thing which we need to be clear about. Okay, so the 3 rules: maximum 2 candidates from a single department. A candidate cannot vote for himself or herself, and faculty members cannot vote for someone from their own department. Okay. After the election, it was observed that Professor P received 3 votes, Professor Q received 14 votes, Professor R received 6 votes, and Professor Samuel S received 1 vote. Professor P voted for Ramaswamy, Professor Q voted for Samuel, Professor Ramaswamy for Qureshi, and Professor Samuel for Proctor. Now, what will we need to do? Obviously, we need to find out which department voted for whom. Who's the winner? We know Qureshi is the winner. He's got 14 votes. But which department voted for whom? And who are the 4 and these 4 people? PQRS. So which department do they belong to? So we'll need to find out PQRS, which department do they belong to? And we'll also need to find out which department voted for which candidate. So by and large, this seems to be the case. Okay. Now we'll go through the regular process, which means how would the regular solution happen? The regular solution will happen here. You'll make a table that PQRS, they got certain number of votes. How many votes did PQRS got? 3 votes for P. Q got 14 votes. Some of you may make a different kind of table, but this is the way I worked on it. Ramaswamy received 6 votes and Samuel received 1 vote. Okay. And we also know the number of faculty members in the 4 departments are 9753. So this is 9753. Okay. And we know that 1 candidate is from OQ. So 1 candidate is from OQ. And the remaining 4 candidates are there. Now, how many are there? What about these? We don't know. Let me say this is A, B, C. This will be 9 minus A, 7 minus B, and what was this? 9, 7, 5, 3, 3 minus C. Okay. So this is there. Okay. Now the additional information which is given is Samuel received Professor P voted for Ramaswamy. So who voted for Ramaswamy? P. So the candidate who voted for Ramaswamy is P. Okay. Professor Q voted for Samuel. Samuel got the vote of Professor Qureshi. Okay. Professor Ramaswamy voted for Qureshi. So Qureshi got the vote of Ramaswamy. Whereas Qureshi got the vote of Ramaswamy. And Samuel for Prakashi. So Professor P got the vote of Samuel. So out of the 3 votes for Professor P, 1 vote is from Samuel. So apart from this, there are 2 more votes which need to be given from the others. Similarly for Q, 1 vote is from Professor Ramaswamy and the remaining 13 votes will be from the non-candidates. Okay. Similarly for R, P has voted for R 6 and 1 apart from this 1 vote, total votes are 6. So the remaining 5 votes will come from the non-candidates. And similarly for S, no votes. अच्छा आदमी है, कोई वोट नहीं मिली, टेबल हमारा आसान हो जाता है. Now you will start working on these tables accordingly. Now you will need to start making cases, right? I'm not saying it is difficult, but you'll start making cases. You'll say, okay, this is 2. Obviously, these 2 can come. These 2 have to be from the same department. So all members of the department vote for the same individual. So out of these 9 cannot go to 2. 7 cannot go to P who has got only 2 votes. Similarly, so the only department who can give votes to P is B and H. Okay. B and H. That means these 2 have come. That means there should be 1 candidate from here also. Okay. Now the remaining 2 candidates could be 1, 1 or 0, 2. Okay. So it could be 0, 2 or 1, 1 or 2, 0. Now there are three possibilities and we need to work with all the three possibilities. This is what we'll need to do. Okay. Now obviously this will mean we'll need to do some extra work out here. But let's look at the Jugaad solution. Okay. Let's go to the Jugaad solution. What is the beauty of the Jugaad solution? We will pick information from the questions also. Let's look at the questions. Question 1. Which two candidates can belong to the same department? What does that mean? If you remember, we just did that. We just said that one candidate is from PQ, OQ, and we found that one from BH. And then we said it can be 0, 2, 1, 1 or 2, 0. What is this question telling me? There will be two candidates from the same department. That means 1, 1 wala case gayab ho gaya. It is either 2, 0 or 0, 2. Okay. So it is so this question is telling me that particular case is vanished, that one faculty member, one candidate from FNA, one from MNS is not possible. Okay. So this is giving me some extra bit of information which I can use. At least one case has been reduced. What about the next question? Okay, there's something more out here. Which two candidates can belong to the same department? Now, do you remember who voted for whom? Let's see. Okay. Let's see who voted for whom. Where was it? Okay. P voted for R. Professor P voted for R. So P has voted for R. So P has voted here. What does that mean? P and R cannot be from the same department. P and R cannot be from the same department. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. What's the next one? Professor Q voted for Samuel. That means Q and S cannot be from the same department. Q and S cannot be from the same department. Okay. So first of all, PR cannot be same department. QS cannot be same department. Then Ramaswamy voted for Qureshi. So RQ also cannot be from the same department. And the last one is Samuel for Prakashi. So PS cannot be same department or SP. Now look at the choices. Choice 1 is wrong. P and S cannot be from the same department because of this particular combination that Samuel voted for Prakashi. If Samuel have voted for P, then they cannot be from the same department because of the condition given. Faculty members cannot vote for a candidate from their own department. So that means if S have voted for P, then the two of them cannot be from the same department. Similarly, look at the others. RQ cannot be together. Choice C is wrong. That means either P and Q are from the same department or R and S are from the same department. We have eliminated two choices and make our task and have made our task also easier. Okay. 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 Similarly, let's look at the next question. Okay. If we look at the next question, what is it giving us? Which of the following can be the number of votes Professor Qureshi received from a single department? Now it has got numbers. Choices are there. If this was a theta, this would have been a useless question for me. But यहाँ पे choices है ना. So I will use these choices to make cases and check. So rather than solving the set, I could eliminate the options and I could start making cases also. Okay. तो चलो अब इतना समझ आ गया है ना. बाकी जुगाड़ सॉल्यूशन लगाते हैं. Why am I not looking at question 3, 4, 5? क्यों नहीं देख रहे हैं इनको? क्योंकि क्वेश्चन का स्ट्रक्चर ही अलग है. If a specific condition, what best can be concluded about the candidate? Okay, and cases are there. Which of the following are true? These questions I can solve only if after I fill up this table. But question 1 and 2 are something which will be useful for me. So I will now start working. Okay, just go back and I'll start putting in the data all over again. Number of faculty members are 9753. Okay. The number of faculty members are 9753. So 9753. And we know that one candidate is from OQ. Only one candidate, one of the candidates was from OQ. Okay. So as far as this department called Operation and Quant is concerned, has got one candidate. The remaining four are not candidates and they will vote for the same candidate. Okay. Then anything else from here? No. Let's go to the last paragraph. Qureshi, P received 3, Q received 14, R received 6, and SCC 1. PQR is 3, 14, 6, 1. PQR received 3, 14, 6, and 1 votes. So P received 3 votes, Q received 14 votes, R received 6 votes, and S received, how much was that? 3? 1 vote, sorry. 1 vote. Okay. Now let me remove the vote of the candidate. Who's the candidate who's voted for each of them? Okay. Professor P voted for R. P has voted for R. Q has voted for S. R has voted for Q. And S has voted for P. So S has voted for P is the first thing I'll put. So S has voted for P. So P got a vote from Professor S. And the remaining 2 votes is what we need to look at. Okay, so this is going to be 13 from the others. 6 minus 1, 5. 1 minus 1, 0. Okay, so okay, then P voted for R. So Ramaswamy got the vote of Professor P. Okay. Professor Qureshi voted for Samuel. Professor Qureshi voted for Samuel. So PQ, so this should be R. Okay. Now the starting point is the same. No one voted for Professor Samuel. Okay. Secondly, Prakashi, Professor P has 2 votes from the others, from the non-candidates. That means and these 2 votes have to be from the same department. Okay, all these 9, all these 4, first of all, will vote for the same person. So net of the candidates, all the people in the department vote for the same person. And the only possibility is, because if I look at, if there are 2 candidates here, there will be minimum 7. So this is going to be the non-candidates from FNA is either 7 or 8. FNA, the non-candidates from MNS is either 6 or 5 or 6. And non-candidates from BNH can be either 1 or 2. Okay. So the only place from where, and all these people will vote for the same candidate. All these non-candidates from MS vote for the same candidate. Similarly for these also. That means the only place where you can get 2 votes for Professor P from the entire department is from BNH. And if there are 2 votes for BNH, that means the total is going to be 2, and that means there should be 1 candidate, because 2 plus 1, 3 is going to happen then. Okay, so out. Okay. Now let's look at the others. Okay. Do you remember Professor question number 2? Professor Qureshi. Professor Qureshi needs 13 votes from 13 votes. He needs 13 votes from the non-candidates. Now please tell me which of these choices can be eliminated. Okay, if from a single department he's getting 7 votes from the other department, he would have got 6 votes, isn't it? Because he needs total 13, and 13 votes will not come from one department. So Professor Q will get votes from 2 different departments. Is it a possibility that he can get 7 plus 6 votes? No. Why? Because of choice 4. If he's getting 6 votes from one department, there will be 7 votes from the other department. What does that mean? If choice 1 is right, choice 4 will also be right. Yani dono hi galat hai na? Both of them cannot be correct together, because if 7 votes he's getting from one department, from another department he'll get 8 votes, or 6 votes, or that means choice 1 and 4 both have to be marked, which obviously means none of them is right. Okay. Now let's look at these 2 choices. Check one of them. Okay. Let me check for 9 or 8. Which one you want me? Okay, let's check for 8. I'll check for 8. Okay. If we say 8 votes, where can he get 8 votes from? Professor Q can get 8 votes only from FNA, not from MS, because there is maximum of 7, or OQ, which is going to be 4. So if he's getting 8 votes from here, this particular from OQ, he'll get only 4 votes, so 12. He needs 13, so this 4 is not possible. He needs 5 votes from here. 8, 5, 13. Okay. 8, 5, 13 is perfectly fine, but he's got 8 votes from FA. That means there must be 1 candidate. And if he's getting 5 votes from MS, that should be 2 candidates. So the number of candidates become equal to 5. What does that mean? 8 is not a possibility. That means 8 is a wrong option, and the correct option should be 9. So we use the choices to eliminate. We use the choices, 2 choices we eliminated straight away. And after the remaining 2, I checked one, it came out to be incorrect. So this has to be the answer. Okay. So what does this mean? You'll get 9 votes from FA, That means there are 0 candidates from here and 2 candidates from MS. And that means this is 5. So for 13, it should be 9 plus 4. That means these 4 votes of OQ have also gone to Professor Qureshi. Let me just cross out these things which are not required. Okay. So FA is gone, OQ is gone. The only place where MS will have these 5 votes will come from here. Okay. So done. This part we have done. Now the number of candidates is also 4. Now we need to look at. Okay, let me do one more thing. We have this now. We need to find out which 2 people are from the same department. Okay. So we have P, Q, R, and S. Now, first of all, PS cannot be from the same department because S voted for P. So P and S cannot be, okay, before that, we'll come to that later, okay. So P cannot be from PH. P got votes from BH, so P cannot be from BH. Okay. Q got votes from FA and OQ, so Q cannot get votes, cannot be from FA or OQ. R got votes from MS, so R cannot be from MS. S did not get any votes, so okay. Okay, so this is the situation that we have. Okay. So now, what is the next thing that we can do out here? We still need to find out question 1. Either PQ are from the same department or RS are from the same department. Okay. And where are we stuck out here? We need to look at whether it is PQ from the same department or RS from the same department. Okay. Now let's look at this part. Okay. The 2 candidates are from MS. Okay. The 2 candidates from MS. That means R cannot be that candidate who's from the same department. The 2 candidates, just to highlight, I'll just use the highlighter. The department which has got 2 candidates is MS. And R is not a part of MS. That means choice 4 cannot be the right answer. Choice 4 contains has Ramaswamy, so it cannot be the right answer. That means the correct answer is choice 2. So without even solving that or making all the cases, I have been able to eliminate the choices. So P and Q have to be from the same department. So if P and Q are from the same department, what does that mean? RSS will be from here. Okay. That means RS will be from here. From PQ are from the same department. FA, you don't have anyone in any case. No candidate from FA. 2 candidates from MS. And we know R cannot be that person. So straight away I can eliminate that. So PQ have to be from the same, from here. And PQ have to be from MS. And the remaining 2 people, one from OQ and the other from BH. Okay. Now let's look at the remaining questions. Question number 3. If Professor Samuel belongs to B and H. If Professor Samuel belongs to B and H. Professor Samuel belongs to B and H. So if Samuel is here. I thought I changed the color of the pen. क्या कर रहा हूं? Okay. Now it's saying if Samuel belongs to B and H. Okay. So let me use the highlighter rather than that. Okay. If Samuel belongs to B and H, that means Samuel is from here. Then where will the other person, Ramaswamy, be? Ramaswamy will be from OQ. Okay. So if Samuel belongs to B and H, if Samuel belongs to B and H, then Ramaswamy has to be from OQ. Okay. Then which of the following statements are true? Okay. So which are the following statements are true? Let's look at them. Okay. Professor P belongs to MS. Yeah, Professor B belongs to MS, so this statement is correct. Statement B, Ramaswamy belongs to OQ. Ramaswamy belongs to OQ is also right. That means the correct answer for this particular question should be both A and B. Okay. Question 4. What can be best concluded about the candidates from OQ? Candidates from OQ will be either of one of these two. Can we be sure who? No, we don't know. So it can either be R or S. So the candidates from OQ can either be R or S. P and Q. So ruled out that P and Q have to be from MS. It is either R or S. Yes. Choice C and 4 wrong because they are incomplete. It is either R or S. We don't know who. Question number 5. Which of the following statements are true? Okay. Statement A, non-candidates from MS voted for Qureshi. Non-candidates from MS voted for Qureshi? No. Non-candidates from MS voted for Ramaswamy. That means statement 1 is incorrect. Okay. Statement 1 is incorrect. We are looking for the correct statement. Statement B, non-candidates from FA voted for Qureshi. Non-candidates from FA. Non-candidates from FA have voted for Qureshi. Statement 2 is right. That means the correct answer will be only statement 2. So statement 2 is correct. So statement B is correct. So the correct answer has to be choice 4. So that completes the set. And as I said, for me, what was important was question number 1 and 2, because they allowed me to use the choices to reduce the number of cases, and I was able to get to the answer faster. Okay. Now, any doubts? Feel free to ask, and please leave your comments in the chat also, and also let me know if there's something else you want me to do. Okay. In case you need to connect with me, my phone number is 98111 55160, and my email ID is gp@careerlauncher.com. Okay. Anything with respect to your preparation, feel free to connect with me. Okay. And yes, this program has been launched. If you are interested, if you want to see more of the things that we have done today, and so in addition to OpenCat, you can also look at enrolling for the DILR 1000, which is being conducted by Gautam Bawa, Ravi Teja, and me. Okay. So that's it from my side. All the best. See you again next week.